Let you all open all your three eyes.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Nithyananda, Jnana Paddhati Manual, under the guidance of Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. Let's start with the Sadguru Vandanam. Nithyanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gaganasadusham Tattvamasyaadilakshya Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Let's go through the disclaimers. Security measures. No photography, video, audio recording. Important cautions. Please be aware of the important cautions. What is spa manifestation? Let's hear from Bhagavan himself explaining what is spa manifestation.
All the 25 states of consciousness, when they happen in you due to your chemicals and hormones ups and downs, it is powerlessness. When it happens in you out of your free will and consciousness, it is powerfulness. That's all. When you fall into sleep, it is powerlessness. When you enter into sleep, it is powerfulness. When you fall into dream, it is powerlessness. When you decide to dream, it is powerfulness. So I have added the ultimate powerfulness, Turiyatita, in your whole being and doing. Manifest all the powers. Understand, power manifestation is nothing but cognitive shift. It is not work. It is cognitive shift. Understand? It is just cognitive shift. It's not work. Work is a 4-letter word. Power manifestation is cognitive shift, playing with life, playing with being alive. Static matter, dynamic activity, strategic existence, all these three has no boundary. You are one with it. You are alive in everything. Everything listens to you. Everything decides as you want. Power manifestation is cognitive shift, raising your frequency, not work.
Now let's understand who is Paramashiva. Bhagavan himself has beautifully explained the Paramashiva in all of us.
Paramashiva does manifestation, maintenance, rejuvenation, pulling out of delusion and liberation. He resides in his supreme Paramashiva Swarupa as Ajomuha or Adhomuha, unborn, beyond form, formlessness. His Paramashiva Swarupa. That Paramashiva Swarupa manifests with these 5 faces as Sadashiva, Tatpurusha, Vamadeva, Ahora, Satyojata, Ishana. 5 faces he manifests and does the Panchakritya, Srishti, manifestation, Sthiti, sustenance, Samhara, rejuvenation, Trobhava, pulling out of delusion, Anugraha, liberation. Understand? He does all these 5 jobs. Through these 5 phases. Now listen carefully. Tatpurusham, Vamadevam, Satyojatam, Ahoram, Ishanam. These 5 phases does Panchakrityas. Each phase, each dimension is not just one F-A-C-E phase, P-H-A-S-E phase. It's not just F-A-C-E, P-H-A-S-E. Understand? The creation. Not just creation getting created. Even sustenance need to be created. Destruction need to be created. And pulling out of delusion need to be created. Liberation need to be created. Then creation, manifestation need to be maintained. Maintenance, sthiti itself need to be maintained. Destruction, samhara, the rejuvenation need to be sustained, maintained when it is happening. Pulling out of delusion, trobhava, need to be maintained when it is happening. And anugraha, liberation, need to be maintained when it is happening. Those micromilliseconds when it is happening. So understand, Satyojata Murti as 5 phase, Ishana Murti as 5 phase, Vamadeva Murti as 5 phase, Agora Murti has 5 phase, Tatpurusha Murti has 5 phase. So, Tatpurusha Murti has his 5 phase, Agora Murti has his 5 phase, Vamadeva Murti has his 5 face. Satyojata Murti has his 5 face. Ishana Murti has his 5 face. All these 5 Murtis, 5 faces put together is 25 faces of Mahasadashiva.
Bhagavan beautifully explained Paramashiva. Now, who is His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam? Let's hear from Bhagavan himself. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, is a reviver of Kailasha, the ancient enlightenment civilization, the great cosmic borderless nation. Is an avatar from and is a supreme pontiff of Hinduism. His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, has made science of our manifestation, yoga, temple-based university for humanity, Sovereign Order of Kailasha, led by His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, and Nithyananda Order of Monks, Nuns, Hindu diasporas, are working for global peace to give superconscious breakthrough to humanity. Nithyananda Hindu University, world's largest with extended campus in 150 countries, is collecting, organizing, preserving, time capsuling, decoding, spreading and reviving 20 million source books of Hinduism and 64 sacred arts, science like Ayurveda, music, dance, sculpting, astrology, Vastu, and many more. His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, is 293rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of Shamalapita Sarvanyapita, ancient apex body of Hinduism and present emperor of Suryavamsa Surangi Swamrajyam. His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, has survived the worst persecution of multiple assassination attempts on person and character by anti-Hindu elements. Beautifully, Bhagavan now explains who is His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam.
Everything is infinitely powerful. You realize your potentiality. You establish yourself in the completion, space of completion. You are God, that's all. All of us are gods. The first experience is that I was able to see everything around me, above me, the whole 360 degree. I realized not only I was able to see, I was able to feel, experience the skin of the stone on rock on which I was sitting and the skin of this body. Both carry me equally. In both I exist equally. Sangha is a place where the tattvas are taught to you, and till it becomes satya, you are supported. Akhadas are basically founded by Sadashiva himself. All is ganas, Shiva ganas. Exactly the word gana means. In your length, breadth, depth, if you are filled by Shiva, you are Shiva gana. All the Shiva ganas formed the first Akhada. Later on, much later, Kapila Muni organizes Mahanirvani Akhada. Then all other Akhadas. As Mahamandaleshwar of Mahanirvani Akhada, the oldest apex body of Hinduism, I welcome every one of you. What I am teaching is from original Agamas Yogapada,
The science very clearly declares, Sadashiva is very clear, manifestation of these powers happen when you experience oneness with Sadashiva. When you choose your Guru, the best thing is find a person who is enlightened, experienced, who can play with energy, who can directly transmit experience to you, and who is in tune with the original Shastras, the source of the knowledge. All the revealed scriptures available about the yoga directly by Sadashiva for you to do research, study, practice, question the people who teach.
The science of power manifestation is a gift to the humanity, which is authentic, time-tested, scientific, and foolproof. Diksha, or the initiation from His Divine Holiness, Nithyananda Paramashivam, makes the science directly an experience for the initiates. The experience is directly authenticated by the Pramanas. The Shastra Pramanas, the eternal, unchangeable truth revealed in the source scriptures, the Veda and Agamas. The Apta Pramanas, the experience of the Rishis, Munis, Ganas, Nayanamars, Alvars, and Siddhars, who are the authority of Hinduism, who have scientists who time-tested and verified the science of power manifestation. The Atma Pramanas are the avatar who land on the planet Earth to give a superconscious breakthrough to humanity. His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, this millennium's avatar, personal experience of power manifestation. Shakshi Pramanas, or the experience of the millions of disciples, devotees, and followers initiated into the science of power manifestation by Bhagavan himself. Pratyaksha Pramanas, or the scientific studies which can be measuring the effect of being in the enlightened state.
Nithyananda Jnana Paddhati for power of third eye, seeing the picture blindfolded, powerful cognition from Living Enlightened book from Bhagavan Satsang.
Long list, so I welcome all of you with my love and respects. Today, the first day of Skandasashti Mahotsava. Today is the day Subramanya was conceived, means he was expressed through the third eye of Sadashiva from the 5 phases: Satyojata, Vamadeva, Agora, Tatpurusha, Ishana. From 5 phases, third eyes, the energy is gathered, and the 6th space, not phase, space, Adhomuga, means the unborn space, Avyakta. It's also called Ajomuga and Adhomuga, both. Which is not shown, which is not born. Ajo means which is not born, Adho means which is not shown. The 6th space of Sadashiva, Avyakta, which is Ajo and Adho, which is neither shown nor born. From that space, the 6th spark happened, and Adi Shakti held the whole thing together. The bio-memory of Adi Shakti, bio-energy of Sadashiva, it was too powerful to hold it together till the baby is delivered. So Ganga came to help. She acted as a spiritual incubator, adding muscle memory to this Garbha, So the bioenergy of Sadashiva, biomemory of Adishakti, and muscle memory of Ganga put together, completion of Sadashiva is Subramanya. Today is the day he was conceived and expressed. He is the completion, complete manifestation. Sadashiva sent his DNA first to the universe to expand and multiply in the form of Subramanya. He is the first DNA of Sadashiva, directly from Sadashiva's 5-phase third eyes and the 6th phase, 6th space. That is why even Sadashiva has only 5 phases, Subramanya has 6. Because the Avyakta, unmanifested, which is called Adomukha or Ajomukha, unborn, unseen, Avyakta, even that contributed for the happening of Subramanya. Today, he is gracing all of us with Valli and Devasena as Sarvalankara Bhushita. Sarva Alankara means the 5 items: the gold jewels, weapons, sandal, flower, and the Patnis or the Shaktis. Sa Ayuda, Sa Vahana, Sa Parivara, with all the auspiciousness, he is gracing us on Swarnamayura Vahana. Let's receive his blessings first. Spiritual alchemy. His very birth happened as a spiritual alchemy. And he is the master of spiritual alchemy science. He is here now to make this Sadashivoham spiritual alchemy process successful. And my own gurus, before they made me manifest the spiritual alchemy science, I was put in the Gaumara Sadhana, means experiencing Gaumara, Kumara, on Skandasashti day. This 6 days, not eating anything, doing Nirahara, and the unique spiritual practice, making Subramanya Yantra on sacred ash, worshipping it with reciting 36 times the Skandasashti Kavasam and a special Mula Mantra. It was a spiritual practice. I was personally given, initiated by Vibhudananda Puri, and not only I completed it successfully and had a direct darshan of Subramanya and received this whole spiritual alchemy science as one gift. Understand, after that, till I started the public life, never missed this Skandashashti Vrata. I always followed. Only after the public life has started, too many things need to be attended. Till then, I was always following. This is one of the most powerful spiritual experience I had. Now, this year, Whatever He has given me at that time is going to be used first time this Sadashivoham. He is the Lord of the spiritual alchemy process. That is why the greatest spiritual alchemists called Siddhas, 18 Siddhas, consider themselves as the descendants of Subramanya, and they always revere Subramanya as their guru of their sampradaya. So the spiritual alchemy, developing the spiritual alchemy products and the science of spiritual alchemy is directly the gift of Subramanya to the world. His deity, which is standing on Paddhati temple, is the ultimate spiritual product anyone can possibly develop. The most ultimate spiritual product anyone can possibly develop on the planet Earth is the Navapashana deity of Subramanya standing on Paddhati hill. I think these 6 days, all the spiritual products, all the spiritual alchemy products will be ready, fully energized for all of you to experience for Sadashivoham.
Let's go to the Shastra Pramana.
Is taken from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, Sutra 34, Dharana 11. Kapalantarmanonyasya tishthanmilitalochanaha kramena manasodadhyat lakshaye lakshamuttamam. Kapalantarmanonyasya tishthanmilitalochanaha kramena manasodadhyat lakshaye lakshamuttamam.
Sutra 34, Dharana 11. Bhagavan Paramashiva says, by fixing the mind on the inner space within the crown center and sitting stably without any movement, having the eyes closed in succession, by the stability of the mind and inner space, the power of the third eye, one directly sees the ultimate goal, Lakshyam. By having the vision beyond the sight that reveals any other place, object or place, attaining the space of oneness with the source, Paramashiva. So beautifully, Bhagavan said how Paramashiva is a perfection, Subramanya is a perfection of Paramashiva, and how the Avyakta, the unborn, the sixth face, Subramanya has, even though Paramashiva has even 5 faces. Such a beautiful space of Subramanya from the third eye, how he has manifested and how he has beautifully graced all of us today to get the blessing and start the third eye manifestation. Here he says, by fixing the mind on the inner space within the crown center and sitting stably without any movement, having the eyes closed. Again and again, he reminds us about the mind which is wavering outside constantly, which is trying to create an image which does not exist. And sitting stably and looking inside that nothing exists, the stability of the mind and the inner space, that nothing outside exists, one directly can see the ultimate goal, the gap between the thoughts, which gives us the stability, which makes us fall into the space of oneness with Paramashiva. And more the mind settles down, the thoughts per second settles down, simply the oneness space happens because the thoughts are zero. Simply They are in the space of now, which is the oneness, and directly they can start seeing and reading the whole thing as part of them that Paramashiva is revealing as Shakti. Such a beautiful sutra. Let's go to the Apta Pramana. Beautifully here he says, for third eye viewing, seeing pictures blindfolded. In Mahabharata, chapter 23, Maharishi Veda Vyasa gave divine vision to Sanjaya. He initiated Sanjaya, Dhritarashtra's charioteer. So he could describe the event of upcoming war. But even before that, before questions of war could begin, Dhritarashtra asked Sanjaya to describe how the world would look like from the space. Through his third eye power, Sanjaya describes the image of the earth from the space as follows. Just like a man sees his face in the mirror, so close the earth appeared in the universe. In the first phase, you can see the people leave, and the next phase, you can see the rabbits. So beautifully, Sanjaya describes everything through his third eye vision. Before we go to Atma Pramana, we can see the life energy of Lord Muruga was created from the third eye. The power of Shiva through his third eye, Shiva created and saw the form of Lord Muruga appear. This is in Valmiki Ramayana Balakanda, chapter 37.
Atma Pramana or Bhagwan's Leela. Let's go to Atma Pramana, where Bhagwan narrates about his 360 degrees vision experience.
Exactly what happened at the age of 12. When I said 12, it is based on the Indian standard. As per the American standard, it's 11. Because in West, they only tell the number which is over. In India, we tell the number which is running. Because in India, aging is respected. In West, youth are respected. India, age receives respect in our society. So, we always try to show 1 year more. So, between 11 and 12, that was the time. On this very day, means now I am between 35 and 36. How many years before? 24 years before. 2 dozen years over. 24 years before, on this same day, on the Paurnami day, today is also Vaigasi Visaga, Vaigasi month, Visaga Nakshatra, Subramania's Enlightenment Day. As per the tradition, this is the day Subramania appeared. This is considered to be the birthday of Subramania. He appeared from the third eye of Mahadeva. He is embodiment of Jnana, enlightenment. It is his enlightenment day also. So today Mahadeva gave birth to Subramania. On this very day, in the evening, I went to the hill, Arunachala hill. At the feet of the Arunachala hill, and the foothills, there is a place called Pavakundru, Coral Hillock, on a rock. You can see exactly this is the same rock on which I was sitting. It's a very beautiful place, very powerful place where Devi became enlightened. The place is the place where Devi Parvati did tapas and became enlightened. So still there is a Ardhanarishwara temple there. The place has a strong connection with the spiritual energy. I should narrate the incidents happened before this experience. Only then you will understand the whole experience. Because in those days, I started practicing the self-enquiry. Who am I? In a little different way as initiated by Annamalai Swamigal, an enlightened being, enlightened master, who is a disciple of great incarnation, Ramana Maharshi. He is a disciple of Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi, Annamalai Swamigal. I had the fortune of sitting at his feet at very young age. Still I have his personal diary in which, his own handwriting, he recorded all his connection with Bhagavan and teachings of Bhagavan like a diary. Still I have that diary in my possession. In our archives it is there. It was gifted to me by one of his disciples, a great sadhu. Once I went to listen to him. A few foreigners were sitting around him and he was talking about some spiritual truths. I'll tell you roughly what I understood from his words. I can't say this is what he said. I can say this is what I heard. That we are not the body. There is no pain, suffering for us. I was really surprised to hear that, because I've seen when in my family, if the kids are beaten, they cry. Even though I was never beaten, I have seen kids are being beaten. They cry, and so it was really beginning of search for me. Please listen. I went to the house. I know I have not understood whatever he said, but because I was in the pure space of listening, whatever he said was intensely working on me. It is like Ramakrishna tells a beautiful story. A mother pearl, oyster, am I right? Oyster has to receive the water, rain water, showers from the sky during Swati Nakshatra. When the Swati Nakshatra is on the peak, the rainwater drop which falls from the sky, the oyster has to catch that rainwater. Then she has to go into the ocean and process that water drop. That drop water becomes pearl. Same way, you have to be in the pure space of listening to receive the words from the master and go and work on it. Then only you will see the pearl happening. The pearl of enlightenment, experience happening in you. I was in the pure space of listening. So those words entered into my being. But I was not capable of cognizing what he said. See, if I cognized what he said, that moment I would have become enlightened. But I was not capable of cognizing what he said. I only listened, but my listening was so pure. The word was intensely working on me. I was possessed by that word. Listen. I was possessed by that word so powerfully. Whatever I was doing physically, That word was sitting in me when a completion and completion hits at each other. A completion is born. Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate. My inner space completion and the completion of Annamalai Swamigal, both were going through a process through the word he uttered, through the initiation he gave. It was like I was filled with that word. How can this be? I can say the internalizing was going on. When you are in completion, even if you don't cognize Master's words, those words will not leave you. They will take cognizance of you. Master's words will take cognizance of you. Listen. When I utter a word, it spreads all over the hall, but only the space of completions, it even recognizes as human beings and enters into them. Others, it just goes above the head. If you are not in the space of completion, the word just does not even recognize you. When you are in the space of completion, it recognizes your presence, your existence. So the word was working on me so powerfully. The word took cognizance of me. It was so strong on me. I started contemplating. One day it became too much. I wanted to find out the truth. So I wanted to experiment on myself, whether I have pain or not. I ran, picked up a shaving razor. Those days it will be like a long blade on which you will insert a blade and shave. I took my father's that razor and cut my thigh very deeply and long enough so. Later on they have to make a 13 stitches. That time I did not have any technique or methodology or idea to go beyond pain, or I have not experienced enlightenment. So naturally when I cut my thigh, the blood started oozing out, gushing out, and I can say I was shaken. Still I am not able to exactly describe whether there was pain or not, but I was shaken. I can say it was more psychological. More than that, my mother crying and running around, my grandmother who always suspected I am mad, got confirmed. She said that Paityasami has done something, and the ruckus they created, I can say that I felt I am supposed to be in pain and distress. I was taken to the hospital. Hospital is just opposite house. Just straight, if you cross the road, hospital. This side, the house in which I was born and brought up, that side is the doctor. Still he is alive in Tiruvannamalai. So I was taken to the doctor. His name is Karunanidhi. Still he is there, and his sons also became doctor. And I was taken to the doctor, and he saw, and he asked me, why did I do what I did? I have no answer. Then he did whatever need to be done, and then he did 13 stitches. Still the stitch marks are there. 13 stitches. Of course, after 2 or 3 days, I went again to Annamalai Swamigal and asked him, please understand, I did not take responsibility for my inauthentic understanding. I put the blame on him. I ran to him and said, see what you taught me. You said we don't have pain or suffering. I went and cut my thigh. I am having pain. But now I remember, I can't even record or remember having pain. The ruckus they created around me was suffocating. And I am forced to believe I am supposed to be having pain and pain. So I went and told him, see what you taught, and in a mood of blaming him, he laughed and said, don't worry my son, you did not understand what I said, but even without understanding, your attitude of experimenting is a great quality. Hold on to it, you will achieve the ultimate. Of course, even at the end of the conversation, I was not satisfied or happy. I told him, all this you could have taught me before I cut myself.
With this, let's go to the Shakshi Pramana. Shakshi Pramanas are the devotee disciples who are demonstrating the powers.
Qu'est-ce que Bhai te montre?
Une bâton comme ci.
Une bâton comme ci, oui. Maintenant, tourne-les, montre-les en profil pour plus comprendre.
Beautifully, the mother's showing a picture on the screen and the kid is able to tell the giraffe. Now with this, let's go to the instruction to understand the instruction to manifest the powers and Pratyaksha Pramana, scientific details supporting the power manifestation.
We will now begin the Pratyaksha Pramana, scientific studies on the avatar. It is important to realize that Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam is the only avatar who has agreed to be scientifically evaluated, both in terms of his own body as well as the changes he brings about in other beings. However, it is astonishing to know that his avataric attributes and powers are exactly as defined by the 5,000-year-old Hindu yogic sciences. After extensive observation and study, now it is being tested and proven by modern science also. So now, let us take a look at how the scientific studies present the measuring of effect of being in the enlightenment state through the very imaging brain activity of Bhagwan himself, Jagat Guru Mahasanidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagwan Nithyananda Paramashivam, whom we lovingly address as Swamiji. Swamiji himself has been subject to scientific studies since year 2004, and over the past decade, enormous amount of data about not only his altered states of neurophysiology, but that of his disciples as well has continued to be recorded. This impressive array of data will be presented systematically now as the Pratyaksha Pramana. Imaging brain activity. The result of Swamiji's PET scan test was stunning. The dominant hemisphere of Swamiji's brain was more than 90% shut down. It was as if Swami's brain had packed up and gone on vacation. It was quiet and still, completely at peace, and Swami had made it so at will. The region, which is starting point of the Anya Chakra or third eye, lower portion of its mesial frontal area, lighted up in a very significant way. When we later asked Swami what he was doing when the mesial frontal lobes lighted up, he said he was opening his third eye. Source taken from Avatar Shastra, Chapter 1 and Introduction, page 47. The third eye is considered to be, by many, seat of the soul. Were we seeing an indication that deep meditation can open an area of the brain responsible for communicating with the divine? Looking deep into the mysteries of self or creation, the PET scan revealed what Dr. Murali calls a brain's D spot, standing for delight, the divine, or even dopamine, the chemical through which our bodies experience pleasure. Initial indications are that meditation can stimulate it.
Dr. R. Murli Krishna, President COO, Integris Mental Health, James L. Hall Jr., Center for Mind, Body and Spirit, Oklahoma in US, and his team invited Nithyananda to derive scientific evidences for meditation and the state of his enlightenment.
Usually the brain is so active, there are 100 billion brain cells there. But what meditation does is something very interesting. It shows the frontal lobes getting more active. The frontal lobe is where you have judgment, wisdom, reasoning. Here are some of the brain scans I'm going to share with you. This is alert, non-meditative state. The second one is 30 minutes into 30 minutes meditation. Look at the frontal lobes, how they light it up. They light it up big time. 60 minutes of deep meditation, and here is a deep, deep level of meditation where it lights up significantly right here. Right in the middle. Probably 1.5 inches, 2 inches deeper.
From time immemorial, it is believed that great masters are always in the state of bliss or causeless happiness. They are unconditionally happy. With modern sophisticated equipments, we are able to detect this truth. The dopamine secretion is always abundant in the case of Paramahamsa Nithyananda.
The D really stands for divine spark. The D also stands for delight, and the dopamine spark. What's also interesting is that he could at will go in and out of the states. So we asked Swamiji when he came from the scanning room, when we saw this one, we asked Swamiji, what were you exactly doing when so and so thing happened? He didn't know what was there. He did not see the pictures yet. He said, really interestingly, there were 3 people there, he said, I opened my third eye. And that's stunning because I learned about third eye as a child, but didn't read about it for a long time, what it is today. But what he said was, I asked him to describe more in detail what does he mean by third eye. And he said, it's a deep meditative state. It's probably very, very deep state. But he said, it looks like a small petal on one side going and joining. Another side, another petal comes and join together, and then it becomes the third eye. Like a blissful state that you experience when you open the third eye. So that's really a very, very interesting and fascinating finding. And we're going to talk about it for a long time.
The title of this paper does not mean that it is possible to close one's eyes and read a newspaper, but it means that a sentence can be read with the eyes closed when that sentence is properly presented to the eyes. It also means that a picture can be seen with closed eyes when a properly prepared picture is presented to the eyes. This is accomplished by making use of the X-rays to stimulate the retina. Everyone can have this retina stimulated by X-rays and see the light. Over 100 observers have been tested and everyone has been able to read letters with closed eyes. The method is extremely simple. The first essential is that the observer must remain in total darkness for 10 minutes. By the time he's able to see light when X-rays strike his retina, he may not be able after 10 minutes to see letters, but he will after 15 minutes in the dark. After 20 minutes, he can see and read the letters and see pictures. Source from Reading with Eye Closed, National Center for Biotechnology Information.
Nithyanandam, setting up things for seeing the picture blindfolded. Camera with timestamp, Jnana engine, if you have. Third eye band, which is completely making sure that there is no light which can pass through. A picture book or a magazine, a pencil and a paper. Take few minutes to set up the camera, download the timestamp app, click on the video, ensure the time is shown on the screen vividly and clearly. Make sure the camera is facing you, the book, and especially your eye band. And it's a bright place, a wide angle shot. Make sure it's very quiet so that whatever you record comes beautifully. These are very special moments. Don't miss to record power manifestation. Guidelines to start manifesting the power. Turn on the video recording. Apply the Jnananjan on your third eye and bring your awareness to your third eye. Wear the eye band in such a way there's no light which enters into your eyes. Adjust the eye band such that it's very dark inside for you. Have the picture book in front of you. If you have a partner, let them show it, or you just pick up a page, draw whatever, or write down the picture seen through your third eye. Manifest the power through third eye. When done, open the eye band and verify the pages for the pictures drawn and matching with the book. If matches exactly, you're manifesting the power. Wonderful. If you're feeling the some Kundalini energy and got only small parts of it correct, yes, you have started manifesting. Celebrate your manifestation by sharing the videos. You'll start manifesting from your depth. Verify the video is authentically done. Share your videos with others and listen to others' experience of manifestation.
Power manifestation instructions. Let's sit straight, the head, neck, and back in a straight line, so that beautifully the Kundalini energy raises to the Agnya where the manifestation happens. Usually, our awareness is on Muladhara, Swadhisthana, and Manipuraha, where navel centered, your below navel center. Here, bringing the awareness to your third eye and sitting straight will give us amazing possibility of power manifestation. Now let's understand few words that Bhagavan is repeatedly using. Shaktipada, oneness, be unclutched, initiation. So here first we will see in Bhagavan's words what is Shaktipada.
Let me give an introduction about what is Shaktipada process. Please understand. You would have seen or heard about how the chicken sits on the egg and hatches. Of course, in the modern countries, this does not happen. Machine sits on the egg and or egg sits on the machine. In those days, originally when hens and chicken were getting produced on the planet Earth, the hen used to sit on the chicken and hen used to sit on the egg and the chicken will come out of the egg. See, same way, Sadashiva, sitting means the ultimate cosmic energy sitting on the individual soul and making the individual soul into cosmic energy is Shaktipada. Hen sitting on the egg and making the chicken happen, same way. You may think, how come, what is going on here? That hen is only sitting just by the body heat of the hen, the egg is becoming chicken. Because no surgery is done and nothing goes inside. It's only sitting. Same way, it is just sitting. It's only the presence. The Shaktipada makes the individual soul into cosmic soul.
Beautifully, Bhagavan explained Shaktipada, how individual soul becomes cosmic soul. And let's listen to initiation.
You see, let me explain the initiation. Initiation is the process beyond your intellectual understanding. The transmission of lamp happens. Now, you understood something intellectually. There is something which is not understood, which can't be transmitted through the words. That is transmitted. That's what we call initiation. Sometimes I tell people that unless you are initiated, the techniques do not create the result. The reason is You do not grasp completely whatever is expressed through words. Initiation is like it just transmits whatever need to be transmitted beyond logic and beyond words. People ask me, why to wear this bracelet or this mala and all those things. This all will remind you. Why bracelet in the hand? It will remind you, before eating, did you meditate? It's a constant reminders. Before eating, let you be reminded, did you do the meditation? That is why this bracelet. That is why this mala. That is why this external things. Sometimes these external things does a big job of reminding you constantly. That is why take the help of external things also, nothing wrong. People ask me, why we can just be spiritual without having external things? If you can, really you are welcome. But I don't think anybody who speaks in that way is successful. I've never seen people becoming successful avoiding the external things, just having internal things. And it is just nice way of escaping from yourself.
Beautifully, Bhagavan explained initiation. Let's listen to be unclutched. What is to be unclutched?
The thoughts, every thought is independent, illogical, unconnected, and unclutched. Because the gap between two thoughts is too small. The neutral space between the two thoughts is too small. You think all the thoughts are connected and it is in the shared form. It is not. By your very nature, every thought is independent, illogical, unconnected, and unclutched. Between every thought, you experience a neutral space. When you change the gear, whether you go from neutral to 1 or 1 to 2 or 2 to 3 or 3 to 4 or 4 to whatever gears you may change, but every time you have to come to the neutral space. Only then you can go to the next gear. Even if you want to go from 2 to 3, you have to come to the neutral space. Only then you can go to 3. Same way, between every thought, you experience a neutral space. You experience a neutral space between every thought. Between every thought. That neutral space, that silence is what I call peace or bliss. The peace which exists, the bliss which exists already in you, between every thought, the gap of the thought, the gap between the thoughts, that neutral space is the peace, is the bliss. When you understand you are unconnected, independent, illogical, and unclutched by your very nature, you will start experiencing the neutral space in you, neutral space which exists in you. You will start living from moment to moment in spontaneity. We need to understand one more thing. This technique of being unclutched, it does miracles in your being. In the body level, or in the mental level, or in the being level. In every level, when you understand the truth, by your very nature, you are unclutched. The tremendous quantum transformation. You take a quantum jump. The transformation happens in quantum, not step by step. Just one jump. You take a quantum jump and experience the truth awakening in you.
The oneness space is the most beautiful space that Bhagavan himself is explaining how we are ferocious. Beyond the tiredness and boredom, we can experience the space of oneness and be unclutched.
Oneness is not imagination. Oneness is not visualization. Oneness is not even just declaration. It is your existence. An idea which is you is oneness. The idea which has become part of your very space, which does not tire you or bore you by the passage of the time, is oneness. Mahadeva says in the Agama, Sadashiva beautifully explains in the Agama, Kala, Yama cannot tire you or bring boredom to you if something becomes your space. Devi achieved the blissful state and union with Mahadeva on Shivaratri day because our space became oneness. Anything which brings tiredness or boredom has not yet become your space. If living in this body brings you tiredness and boredom, you are not going to be living in this body forever. When that becomes too much, you are going to drop it and move ahead. If you want to be in oneness forever, it should become part of your space, means you should become ferocious with you and break this very tiredness and boredom. Only when you deal you with the ferociousness, you break the tiredness and boredom. With that ferociousness, you need to make oneness as your space. Anything stands as an imagination in the length level, visualization in the breadth level, declaration in the depth level. If you open your time with ferociousness, it just sinks into space level. With this ferociousness, the time layer in you opens, and the oneness from imagination to visualization to declaration, it becomes your space, the way of existence.
The most important, Bhagavan says, being unclutched, understanding the Shaktipada, the oneness space, and chanting the Mahavakya. The Mahavakya, the power of the Mahavakya, pushes you into the higher states of consciousness. Here Bhagavan himself explains how we can experience the Shaktipada, raised higher consciousness, through Mahavakya.
It's one of the very important revelation by Sadashiva. All the electronic equipments work when the electrons are made to vibrate. That happens by the light. When the electricity is supplied, the light particle vibrates, the electronic equipment starts working. Just like that, the spiritual power and the umbilical cord connection, spiritual umbilical cord connection between you and me, it works with sound particle. For example, my integrity with the cosmos, Sadashiva, Mahasadashiva, it reverberates in certain level of frequency. When you are integrated to me, you also start reverberating in the same frequency. If your integrity goes down, That is when you start connecting with me only as a manager or this organization head or your Purvashram father, mother. Your connection with me goes down to the lower level if the integrity gets reduced. I was wondering, what is the way we can bring people to the higher integrity immediately and the feeling connection, so they start manifesting the powers, they start staying in the space of Sadashivatva. Sadashiva revealed a beautiful sound. I can tell you, this is like a password. At any point, if you are not able to bring yourself to oneness, you are a little shaken, disturbed, or for some reason, you are not able to bring yourself to oneness. This is like a password. You type, whether your mind feels connected or not, the energy will start flowing in you beyond the depth dimension. You see, all mind oscillation, restlessness, all mental idea based feeling connected or not feeling connected is only length, breadth, depth level, not in the space level. But this sound will straight infuse energy from the space level. Like for example, if the power goes off, automatically the generator will get switched on and the power supply will be going on. So end result will not be lost. Whether government power supply or the generator power supply, end result will not be stopped. So whenever you feel little that oneness is, you are not catching it, just feed this password. Immediately the oneness will open up and you will start manifesting the powers, energy, and the whole space will shift. It is directly from Sadashiva. It's a beautiful sound. I don't even want to say it's a mantra. It is not even a mantra because there is no meaning in it. You can't derive a meaning for it. It just flashed like a password for all the initiations I am giving. One single password for all the initiations I am giving. And the initiations I gave, I am giving, I will be giving for all that. This is like one password. Don't even repeat like a mantra. Just feed like a password and it will just open up. Your whole being will open up. Listen carefully. It starts with the vibration Om. Listen and then repeat. Om. Very deep. Om. Nithyananda. Nithyananda. Maha Sadashivoham.
So Bhagavan gave beautiful explanation of how you can be in Shaktipada. Visualize Paramashiva who has come down as Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam from Kailasha. Remembering Paramashiva in your third eye. Again and again, bringing your awareness to your third eye simply makes you manifest powers. Absolute unclutching. How Bhagavan said, the neutral zone. Nothing ever touches the screen. Like same way, the movie does not touch the screen, whether it is happening in ferocious or any soft, beautiful, nothing touches the screen. Be unclutched like the screen. And to experience the state of Paramashiva, your inner space being completely unclutched. Complete completion to experience the space of Paramashiva. Inside us, the complete completion happens when we are in tune with Paramashiva. That everything is redundant and irrelevant. The essence of completion is irrelevant. Nothing matters in your life because everything is complete completion. Oneness with Paramashiva. How Bhagavan said, in ferocious breaking the boredom and tiredness, just being in the space of oneness with Paramashiva to manifest the powers of Paramashiva. Tyaga as Paramashiva is your only strength. now declaring complete integrity with Bhagavan to experience the being of Paramashiva. How Bhagavan said, chanting the Mahavakya raises your frequency, and that is your only strength to manifest any reality. Being in this beautiful space of Paramashiva, you can experience such a beautiful space, state, powers, and becoming the being of Paramashiva, manifesting whatever you want. Now, you will be manifesting the powers, watching the oneness capsule, and chanting the Mahavakya, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. We'll be playing the Mahavakya and the oneness capsule for you to manifest powers. At end of the Mahavakya, you can start with the verification and sharing and causing. Thank you.
Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vanni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vanni open up. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us.
Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eye. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashivam.
Verification process for seeing the pictures through the third eye, wearing the blindfold. Verify no video editing is done. Verify there is no start or stop during the process of the power manifestation. All video should have a timestamp and a wide angle view. No peeking through the holes around the eye band. If not fine, please fix it in such a way that no light enters the eye. Very important, there should be no light enter or the cloth being transparent. It should be completely dark for you inside. How they train the lazy eye like that, Bhagwan is giving us a technique to train our third eye. So completely dark it should be. No seeing the pages before putting the eye band. Do not get a book which you know all the pages. Get a strange book, a unique book, or whatever your friend, partner or acharya is posting. Please make sure your eye band is on before the whatever is posted in front of you. No clues or hints while manifesting. If professional sleep eye band can be used, that would be beautiful because that does not allow light. If not available, put some cotton and then tie your eye bands. Authentically redraw the picture seen through your third eye exactly and match with a book. Do not interpret the result trying to say you manifested. Please be authentic in power manifestation. Thank you for manifesting the power of third eye.
Beautiful. We are at the end of the power manifestation, but most important part of the power manifestation. Here, we are going to share all that you have manifested with the social media groups. Here we have Sri Kailasha Kotyar Manifesting Power Groups. Thousands of people are part of that. And you can share there and you can post your powerful cognition and the videos. The link is tinyurl.com/power manifestation. It is at the left corner of the page. You can click on it and you can post your beautiful experience in the power manifestation group. Why sharing and causing is very important part of power manifestation. Bhagwan beautifully explains that sharing is pulling us out of delusion and causing is liberating us. We are the ones who need to start experiencing the higher states of reality, how we need to exist. Beautifully, Bhagwan explains When you are sharing with others the ultimate, beautiful, multidimensional logic, your brain rewires into the higher space of consciousness, the Turyatita state. Again and again, when you experience even a little bit, you share with the world, your experience becomes reality. Same thing when you cause others to come and get initiated for higher reality, you are caused into the higher purpose, the ultimate reality. Bhagavan says extreme power manifestation is extreme causing. So beautifully he explains how our strength is declared on Paramashiva. The power manifestation happens exactly in tune to that. And sharing with the world, continuously reiterating ourselves the experience that we had from the powerful cognition and manifesting the space of Paramashiva, the state of Paramashiva, the beings of Paramashiva, we become Paramashiva. Go on sharing and causing, which is the most important part of how you have experienced your reality. When you go to a temple, we pray and we see that beautiful experience happen in us, and then share with the world that how amazing the temple experience has manifested as your reality. Same way, when you manifest powers, when you share with the world, it becomes more and more the depth cognition of you, and you will be experiencing more powers. Even if you're manifested very small, it does not matter the quantity. Bhagavan says the quality is important. If it is authentic, please go ahead and share with the world. Do not doubt, have self-doubt, self-denial, self-hatred come and block anything. Experience the ultimate in deep seeking and gratitude. Bhagavan manifest in you with a deep prayer, that asking Bhagavan to make this reality as your existential reality. With that, let's end with the Purna Mantra, thanking Bhagavan for all these great experience. We have come to the end of the Power Manifestation course, and we end with the Purna Mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamadashyate Purnasya Purnamataya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Bhagavate Sri Nithyananda Parameshivam Padaka Arpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam. Thank you for participating in the Jnana Paddhati, Nithyananda Jnana Paddhati course. Please go ahead and select more power manifestation and every day experience the ultimate reality for yourself. Nithyananda.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham